our collective unconscious paranoia of what we think aliens might look like. And if that is a real illness, why don't we have a name for it? These so-called memories of the abduction experience are usually very vivid and detailed. And unless you are psychotic, what other form of mental illness could you be suffering from if even skeptics say that you seem mentally sane when reporting alien abductions? If this is a form of schizophrenia, how does that explain physical symptoms like supposed burns, scarring, and puncture marks? If the phenomenon is a result of environmental factors, why have we still not figured out what those factors are and why they cause these hallucinations? If this is a mass deception, a deliberately created falsehood and distraction, who is orchestrating it and for what purpose? Or is this just something that only psychodynamics or psychopathology can explain? Are people simply making it all up en masse just because they seek attention? While it's fair to assume that could be the case for people who have chosen to make a living off of their supposed encounters with aliens, there are many people who have not embraced it in such a financially fruitful way, and therefore have had nothing to gain from telling people this happened to them, because your average neighborhood acquaintance would not believe it. And just as it may be impossible to prove that they're telling the truth, it may be just as impossible to prove that they're lying. The conclusion that usually closes the book on alien abduction for most people is the explanation that the entire phenomenon is the result of some kind of mass suggestibility or fantasy proneness. Now, while false memory syndrome is a real condition where a person recalls memories that never happened, usually fear-based or even traumatic ones that affect their relationships with other people, could that apply to groups of people who claim to have seen the same thing? And could that account for such a vast and detailed experience?
I was brought aboard the craft and I was put through different machines, but this one particular one, they took me in a room and put me on this rubber glass-like wheel that turned round and round. They put something around my mouth, my ears, and there was water that dripped down on me as the wheel was whirling round and round.
Humanoids? I mean, what do we call these?
Well, they were gray beings about 3 to 5 feet tall, wore tight-fitting outfits, had very large eyes, no hair, tiny holes for ears and nose, and a slit-like
Did they speak to you? Did they, I mean, was
no,
there
through mental telepathy. Yeah.
The last one was April 11th.
This year?
That's correct.
What happened?
Well, I had a visit from several beings, and there were also several humans present. Very often, with my experiences, they literally materialize in front of my eyes.
You don't see spaceships?
I have been inside of ships.